Today I'm going to be talking about a very inexpensive deck that's mostly commons called Holy Heart's One Turn Kill. And within just getting the structure deck and a few packs, you should be able to build this deck. It's a combination of Pearl Hawk, Spirit Wolf, and Rope of Binding Hearts. And to juice it up even more, you can do Ray of Heaven. So basically these two soldiers, they're very weak, but they search each other. And then Rope of Binding Hearts will give +1 strength to every fighter for each fighter you control. Fighter being both soldiers and your champion. So if you play Hawk, 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 that's 3 fighters. And then you can play Wolf, Wolf, Wolf. And this is like relatively cheap. So this will cost you 6. This will cost you 9. Now you have 7 total fighters. So when you play Rope of Binding Hearts, all of a sudden now you have they all get +7. So these guys are all going to be 9, and these guys are going to be 8, and even your Sorn is going to be 8. So that's a total of 52 damage in 1 turn, which is a 1-turn kill, and even if they have a greater being on the battlefield, you can team attack with just 2 of those, get over it, and still 1-turn kill them. So I will say this about the deck. This is a very inexpensive deck to make. This is a deck that will be great for you to start with if you're playing Holy, but I will tell you this, like, you will win a lot of games with it, but it's very susceptible to countering, because if you play Rope of Binding Hearts, all it takes is for your opponent to contradict it, and then you're left with a whole bunch of weak soldiers, and you just lost the whole engine of your deck. You're probably going to lose there. So you definitely need to run some contradicts to contradict their contradict, because if they contradict Rope of Binding Hearts, you're in really bad shape. Furthermore, if they stop the search of either Pearl Hawk or Ghost Wolf with body obstruction or chains of destruction, then you're gonna lose your entire ability to search out all of the soldiers and build the entire engine. So it's a pretty easy deck to counter, and it's really only gonna 1-turn kill them if they don't have an answer or you have a contradict for their answer. Now there's some other things you can do with this deck though. You can play Ray of Heaven. It's kind of like a mini Rope of Binding Hearts. This is a 0-cost card. It's really good during combat. So, you know, say you have a 4-strength soldier and they attack you with a 5-strength soldier. You can play this when they attack, and you'll destroy their soldier. And it costs 0. But in the case that you have all this, you know, you can play 3 Ray of Heavens and juice them up. You know, if you play Rope of Binding Hearts plus 2 Ray of Heavens, these guys are at 13 each. I mean, it's crazy. Now, you probably won't have the Imperium for that, so there's some things that you can do. The first one, and most importantly, is this card, Church of Dominus. So that's going to go in your structure zone, and this stays on the battlefield permanently unless they remove it with something like Lightning Blast. And the reason why this card is so incredibly good, not only does it give all of your soldiers +1 strength, so that juices up all your soldiers. You know, we're going with this whole Weenie Rush 1-turn kill idea, which, by the way, this combo, you could probably do something like this with the Evil deck as well, because the Evil deck is very good at spamming. But the reason why this card is so good is because it reduces the cost of all of your Holy Soldiers and spells by 1, meaning that this card is essentially free. So if you have Church of Dominus and you draw a Pearl Hawk, you can bring out 3 Pearl Hawks absolutely free. And then the Wolves will only cost you 1 each. So in order to play, you could play this and then all of this for a total of 7. And then that gives you 3 left to just play Rope of Binding Hearts. But again, you'd have to have all of these cards. So, or you'd have to open these 4 cards, which is not easy, you know. So there's some searching. This card, Incantation of the Weak, it only costs 2, and you get to search your deck for a soldier with 2 strength and add it to your hand. So when piecing together this 1-turn kill, this is an excellent card to search for either your Pearl Hawk or your Spirit Wolf. Now, there's also a soldier. I'd probably recommend against this because it's a little too slow, but you can also play Blessed Cat if you want, if you need to fill some spots, because he can search 3 or lower strength soldiers. So it's also a way to put together the combo pieces here. Now, one way to, besides contradict, to just stop this deck from 1-turn killing you is the side in Law of Forbearance. Now, they may very well side out the whole Holy Hearts OTK, but if they don't, this card right here will just shut down their entire 1-turn kill, and then they'll be probably exhausted of resources. You just have to wipe out their weenie monsters, and this deck doesn't perform well if it misses the one-turn kill. So this card, Law of Forbearance, will negate all enemy soldier attacks this turn and keep you alive for a turn. So it costs 3, it's kind of expensive, but it's going to keep you alive for a turn, which is really important, especially against very fast decks. Now, you are going to need Imperium in this deck because if you play the 3 wolves, this is going to cost you 6, and to get the rest of if you're using Soren's ability, which costs 2, it's gonna exhaust you very, very quick. There's some things that you can do to help with that. As I showed before, Church of Dominus, just an absolutely exceptional card for the Holy deck. And there's also the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is gonna permanently increase the strength of all your soldiers by 2. So that's another way to help this deck a great deal, is to use both of these structures. And honestly, I'd probably use 2 of these because it's just so important for the one-turn kill. If you're using Church of Dominus, one of the cool things about it is, a lot of your cards will cost 0. Prayer Beads, perfect card for Church of Dominus. You're just gonna draw a card and replenish 2. And so I'd probably run 3 Prayer Beads in this deck. And as far as coins, they're actually not that important in this deck. So coins work really well with Soren, obviously because he can draw and discard 1 every turn and get the coin effect. But your really main concern is not draw power, it's just searching out the pieces of the puzzle, which you can do with Incantation of the Week, and then clearing your opponent's battlefield and 1 turn killing them. Now, one of the cool things about the wolves is that you can spend 2 Imperium to resurrect another one. So if I have this, say I have 2 in my cemetery, if I play the last one in my hand, I can spend 2 and bring them back. But if all 3 in their cemetery, you're probably in bad shape unless you use Forgotten Coin, which can get a soldier from the cemetery back to your hand, or Dorn. So Dorn the Reviver, he costs 5, has 2 strength, and when he's rallied, you can resurrect a soldier from your cemetery. So you can go Dorn, Wolf, Wolf. And this, if you have Tower of Babel, Church of Dominus, that's +3 to all your holy soldiers. So these are they're all 5s, and if you play a rope here, they're gonna go up by another 5. So they're all gonna be 10. So that's 50 damage right there. That's enough to 1-turn kill your opponent as well. So there are other options. The main core really is the wolf, 3 of the wolves, 3 of the Pearl Hawks. These are all commons. 3 Rope of Binding Hearts, all commons. I mean, that's really the main core, but cards that you definitely, almost certainly need Church of Dominus. This just helps so much. This is a rare. And these cards, Ray of Heaven, these are a common as well. And I'd probably run 3 of these, 3 Ropes, 3 Pearl Hawks, 3 Spirit Wolf, probably 2 Church of Dominus, and then 2 or 3 Contradict, just so you can prevent your opponent from preventing you from 1-turn killing them. And then, that's it. It's a really inexpensive deck. These are all commons except for this is a rare. So within opening a few packs, you should be able to build this deck. All right, guys, that's the Holy Hearts 1-turn kill. Again, it's a fun deck. It's extremely cheap, but it probably isn't going to win a tournament because that one likely Contradict deck that's going to come when you Rope of Binding Hearts is just going to shut down your whole combo, and you're probably going to lose from there. But you very well could beat a very good deck if they just don't have the Contradict or a way to stop you. That's it for the deck. I hope you guys enjoy it. Have fun with it. This is great to start with until you open more packs and get more powerful cards, and then you can move on to, a better deck.